Welcome back for a science lesson with Mr. Elmhorst. We're going to be focusing on thermal energy and then heat and temperature and understanding what is the difference between these three things. So first we're going to focus on thermal energy. And thermal energy is going to be the total amount or the total energy of all the moving objects the total amount of energy of all the moving particles inside an object, and it could be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So it's the total amount of energy that the particles have. Okay, now an example, we could say the ocean. The ocean is colder than a hot cup of coffee. But the ocean is colder in temperature, but it has more thermal energy than a hot cup of coffee. So temperature would be measuring just the average amount of heat in something, but the thermal energy is focusing on the total amount of particles. So the next part is we're going to determine what is heat. So heat is going to be the transfer. When it's actually moving from one object to another. So heat is the transfer of thermal energy from a warmer object to a cooler object. Cooler or colder. And then heat is the transfer of thermal energy from warmer object to a cooler object, and heat is transferred only when two objects have a difference in temperature. So the last part, so we did thermal energy, heat, and then temperature. Temperature is going to be a measure of the average amount of motion of the particles. So the particles movement, and that's going to be of a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So temperature is going to be the measurement. So we put a thermometer into a cup of coffee, and it's just going to take a reading and see what is the amount of motion, and then that will tell you what the average temperature is. And then one last thing is the heat flow is always going to be from warmer to colder. It's only going to go downward.